Yo, YouTube, it's your boy Premier, back today with another banger. And in today's video, we're going to be going over one of the rarest builds I have seen in NBA 2K20. This build is a speed boosting. Yes, you heard me right. This build right here can get jiggy with it. It is called a glass cleaning slasher. But before we get any further into this build, Premier Worldwide, I already know you're good for it. But if you're new, smash that like button, drop a nice comment below, and make sure to subscribe with noties on so you don't miss an upload. Now though, to get started here, make sure you make it a power forward. If you make it a center, it's not going to come out as the same name. So in order for this build to be called a glass cleaning slasher, make sure you make this build a power forward. Jersey number handed, of course, is all up to you. Next though, on this skill breakdown, a lot of people think since it's a slasher, it's probably the pure blue, or think it's a glass cleaner, it's the pure red. Maybe by now you guessed it, it's the blue and red, the all finishing and all defensive rebounding, Hall of Fame defensive, Hall of Fame finishing skill breakdown. The reason you want to choose this one, it gives you the highest defensive, the highest finishing. In order for this build to come out with the glass cleaning slasher name, you're going to need the contact dunks. Look at that 87 driving dunk, and do not get it twisted. That 53 ball can twerk. You can green. I don't know if you've seen Joe Knows videos, him either greening with a 48 three-pointer. Anything is possible, bro. It's 2K20. This build right here can literally do anything on the court. It is so underrated. I honestly don't know how it's took me this long into the year to find this build. And I know you're probably looking at that ball control like, how can it speed boost? But don't worry, we will get there. Next though, for this physical profile, when you hear speed boosting, a lot of the times you probably want to select the top physical profile to get the most speed and acceleration. Or maybe since you're thinking it's a power forward, you might want to choose the second, but make sure to scroll all the way down to the bottom. The reason you want to choose this bottom physical profile, get a good look here. At 99.9, you're going to have a 99 strength, you're going to have an 82 vertical, you're going to have a 77 acceleration, and you're going to have an 83 speed. What in the all-around demigod? Yeah, but make sure you go ahead and choose that physical profile for this build to come out as the best possible version. Next, for the juicy part here on this build, this is going to be hard. Make sure you pay attention and do this exactly how I say. Upgrade the close shot only to a 73 in order to get the maximum badge upgrades. Then go ahead and max out the rest of your finishing attributes. But yes, make sure you only upgrade it to a 73. Any more is kind of unneeded. 20 finishing badges is plenty. This build right here is going to be a demi if you build it like this. So upgrade the 3-point shot to a 50. Next, upgrade your mid-range to only a 62. If you max it out, you will not be able to use all of your possible attribute upgrades. Next though, for the ball handling, go ahead and max that out and then move straight on to the defense. Start maxing out your interior defense, skip the perimeter defense, and then max out the rest. After you have maxed out all of your attributes, go ahead and go back up to the perimeter defense, and you want to make sure you total out with 22 defense and rebounding badges. Get a good look here at this version of this build. It is very balanced. Name something this build can't do. I'll wait, and I'm not even done with this build. We haven't even done the high arms, anything like that. And as you can see, this build right here is very balanced. The ball control right here, you're going to be able to blow by centers. A lot of the time, centers are going to be checking you. And since I'm a legend, I really don't even need the extra playmaking badges. I am going to show you another version of this build that I'm 99% sure comes out as a glass cleaning slasher. Please misquote me. Please quote me if I'm wrong down below in the comment section. But go ahead and upgrade your post moves to a 75. Then you want to just upgrade, and you can put the rest like in your 3-point mid-range, whatever. I just put it in the pass accuracy because I'm not even using that version of the build since I'm a legend. This right here is the version of the build I will be using. So pause it, do whatever you gotta do, but that is how you build this build. Next though, move on to the body shape here. The body shape you want to select is either burly or defined. I'm going to break down both and let you choose. Defined has longer arms and closer shoulders. Burly has bigger shoulders, and it's just like a bigger player, meant for kind of like setting screens, stuff like that. This build right here is a ISO build. It can kill a point guard and it can kill a center because it's like a LeBron James type build. So I honestly recommend Defined because you have the ability to ISO with this build. Next though, on this height, you could look at 6'10" if you don't care about the name. But for this build to be a speed boosting glass cleaning slasher, it needs to be 6'7". I know you're like, Premier, how are you gonna be able to make this build 6'7"? It can dominate a center. That doesn't make sense to me. You have Hall of Fame defensive badges. I myself on my two-way slasher can literally stop post scorers on the 1v1 court at any time. This build right here has a different physical profile, a much higher strength. It's 2 inches taller than my two-way slasher. This build right here is an all-around Demi. Look, it gets the contact dunks. You are able to green your threes. I know that's a low 3 ball, but if you know how to time your jump shot, I should say 38, slide a little hint in there. If you know about 38, you know. If not, you don't. It's that simple, man. But for the weight here, make sure you make this build 221 pounds. At 220, you start losing. At 222, you also start losing. At 221 pounds, you're able to gain and not lose anything. And since this right here is a speed boosting glass cleaning slasher, make sure you make it 221 so you can be as fast with the ball as possible. Next though, moving on to the arms. This right here is very important. I played around with this. If you max out the arms, I'm 99.9% sure this build does not come out as a glass cleaning slasher. Also, if you drop down the arms, I'm 99.9% sure it doesn't come out as a glass cleaning slasher. In order for this build to come out as a glass cleaning slasher, you're going to need to put the arms at 84.7 inches. At 83.8, you do not get the maximum benefits. You will lose if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it's 1 there on your mid-range, but you also do gain some to your block. Does not drop your ball handling, does not drop your three-pointer, doesn't drop your driving dunk. So make sure you go ahead and select 84.7 inches for the arms. Now though, for the important part here, onto the takeover. Since this build has Hall of Fame defensive and Hall of Fame finishing, it is honestly your choice how you want to build it. Pure Rim Protector takeover is so nice. If you have Hall of Fame Intimidator, Hall of Fame Pogo, Hall of Fame Rim, and you have Rim Protector badge, you can breathe on somebody and they miss a shot. Next, onto this Glass Cleaner takeover. If you know how to use Glass Cleaner takeover, it is one of the best takeovers in the game. But the most overpowered takeover in the game, hands down. They had to nerf it. In the beginning of the year, you could dunk on anyone with this takeover. A 7'3" center could sit in the paint and you could just drive in and yam on him. It is still powerful. They have nerfed it a tad, but they had to nerf it for a reason. Slasher takeover is one of the best takeovers in the game. It is so overpowered. It gives you a boost to your ball handling as well. So once you're at 99.9, if I'm not mistaken, this build's going to come out with like a 79 ball control once you have takeover as well. And as you can see, you have built a glass cleaning slasher. This right here is one of the most overpowered builds in the game and draws the similarities to Zion Williamson for a reason, man. Let me know what y'all think of this build down below. The reason also I named this build a speed boosting glass cleaning slasher, Steezo himself said it is easier to speed when you cannot momentum in this game. If you would like a dribble tutorial, please let me know how to speed boost with this build. But that's all for today's video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Make sure to turn those post notifications on. It's your boy Premier, and I'm out. Peace!
It's getting hard to keep composure, they keep trying me. I came from nothing, now they bumping my songs overseas. I remember when I first started, they do